Hi, welcome to my video of doing a total comparison of the three most colorful decks that I could possibly have for Rider-Waite-Smith, Universal Waite Tarot. We have the Radiant, and then we have the Albano Waite. And I wanted to show, because I did a brief video comparing the Universal Waite and the Radiant, and I thought I would now also throw in the Albano Waite, because a lot of times people are curious of how the Albano Waite compares to the Radiant and the Universal Waite, because they're all three, these are the most colorful Rider-Waite-Smith decks, definitely. And each one was recolored. So it's really interesting to see the differences, and then you can pick which ones you prefer, or you can be like me and get all three and use it, however you get pulled to use. But the Universal Waite Tarot deck, I'll show you the back of the cards first. Also, before I even show you that, they look a little different sizes, but please know they're all exactly the same size. A lot of times it's a real slight difference in the white borders that are around the images that give the illusion that one card is slightly smaller or bigger, but they are the exact same size. So whenever you get the Universal Waite, Radiant, or the Albano Waite, please know it is the same size card. The images kind of just look a little slightly different. Okay, so going back to the backs of the cards, I always go for pretty backs. The Universal Waite Tarot has beautiful night sky, almost kind of background with stars. I love the background on the Universal Waite, so that's that choice. If you pick Radiant, it has a bright blue with almost, stars, but different looking stars than the Universal. That's the comparison. And then the Albano Waite, the backs of the cards, is this gorgeous white background. I love the backs of the Albano Waite. I really do. It's this clean white with this gold sun here, and it's really crisp and clean. So those are your three backs. So this is the Albano Waite, this was the Radiant, and this was the Universal. So now let's get to what the differences are in the cards. If you have the Fool, and I'll go through each card really quickly, but Universal Waite, the border here, it's caps with almost a gray on the bottom with the 0 up top. That's the Universal. The Radiant has a very small 0 outside in the white border. See how the 0 is in the image? Radiant will have it up top, and the Fool just right on the white border. And here it's almost like a grayish, the Fool font, very similar to this one with gray, but look at the coloring. The purple clouds, these are the differences in the colors that you're going to see. So for example, this is the Fool. You can see behind me the cards. This is Albano Waite, this is the Radiant, this is the Universal. It's lined up with the box. But then you could see the differences in the colors across the three decks, and I thought that could be interesting. Here in Albano Waite, it almost looks like he's wearing a completely different outfit. Purple clouds, the cliff is even darker. You can see the differences throughout each deck and see which ones that you're pulled at. So they're each, really vibrant colors and just slightly different, and you can notice across the board. So that was the Fool, and I'll quickly just show you across the board. So say here's the Magician. Some has more illumination, like the Universal Waite already. I see there's more illumination around the Magician itself. But you see how crisp and clear the Albano Waite is over here on my right? And the Radiant, again, remember, is in the middle. So it's interesting, the bold colors across all three decks. I know the Radiant gets a lot of play about how brightly colored it is, but all three of these decks are really vibrantly colored and beautiful. And slightly different. So here the table's darker on the Albano Waite, the robe, but then there's great illumination on the Universal Waite. And again, the fonts are a little different on the bottom. But you could see the difference, and then you could just see and look at the features on the Magician. You could see which one pulls at you more. They're each slightly different. It's just really interesting to see these three. So I'll do this really, just so you can get an idea, like the High Priestess. Wait till you see what the Albano weight looks like in comparison. Look at the pomegranates behind her. It's so rich. It's just different. So again, so you can see behind me the titles of the cards, which one it goes to. They're all slightly different, and even the High Priestess, she looks slightly different in each one. There are definite color variations throughout these 3 decks, and so it's just really cool. You know, whichever one you prefer. Oops, the Empress. See, and even her face is different on each one, and you could see behind me which title goes with which. But it's really, they're both 3 really rich, vivid decks and totally different. Even looking at the hearts, look at this red heart, yellow, green. The sky behind is different. The crown, the gown. It's really cool. I love all 3 for different reasons. Oops. But I figured since I had these decks in order from something else, I'd quickly show a video just showing the difference. So when people talk about the Albano weight, how it was so vivid, look, now you can see more purples. You could see what the differences were across these 3 decks. It's really cool. And it's also cool, the Albano weight, it looks like it's a wider card, but again, you know, these are all exact same size cards. It's just the white border around that gives the illusion. I think the Albano weight has slightly less white border, and you can really see that it looks like a bigger image inside. The card almost looks bigger because the image is slightly bigger inside, but that's an illusion. It's the same card. But isn't it cool to see the difference in the colors? And each deck is really vivid if you're looking for a more colorful Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I mean, these 3, you can't go wrong with them. I couldn't decide. I got all 3. But I mean, each one calls me for different readings, you know, whatever my energy is, and whatever my intention is for the reading. I kind of get pulled to, you know, you get pulled to the right deck to use, so you can't go wrong with any of these decks. And if you're doing really elaborate readings, you might want all 3 and just do a really colorful reading with like 3 decks of tarot cards. I love each deck for different reasons. I mean, look at this card, the Lover's card. It's so pretty. Each card is so pretty. I love the actual sun behind here. The universal weight is surprisingly really vivid and clear. I always was really pulled to the universal weight, even over the radiant, and I know people love the radiant. But the universal weight and the Albano weight, I really... It was so, I love the backs of the cards of the Albano weight. There's something about the cleanness of this, I love the clean backs. I gravitated to that, and the colors, the difference in colors. But it's really cool. You know, each one is really vivid, great images, clear, crisp, colorful. Look at the lion and the strength card. I mean, just amazing. And the sky. It's really cool. Oh, here we go with the hermit. And here, definitely the radiant, it's more of a night sky on the hermit. Like deep, deep, deep. It's really cool, the differences. So really a matter of preference. Oh, here's the Wheel of Fortune. See how vibrant the Albano weight is. This seems light. A lot of light in the wheel, actually. It's just kind of cool to see across these 3. I'll try and go quicker so you can get a taste of all the differences across all the cards and the suits. And look at their faces. Their faces are totally different too. Your expressions. The Hangman. Okay, so let's see. And look at this purple background on the Radiant versus this almost minty on the Albano Weight. Both have good illumination around, which I love. It's kind of cool. Here we go. Death card. And this is where the Albano Weight, it gets a lot redder. Definite blue skies always come up with a Radiant. Then we have Temperance. And I love the rainbow behind the Albano Weight Temperance. It's so cool. And really dark wings. Radiant's always bluer with their skies, if that's something that pulls at you. And the waters are bluer too. Okay, so here we go. Devil. The Devils. The Devil expression on Universal Weight is so funny. Look at his face. Versus the other ones. They're not as, but his expression just cracks me up. I don't know why. So they're really different. The Devils across the board, so you can see which one goes to what deck. Okay, let's see. Tower. Tower, Albano Weight's definitely in a black sky. The rest are variations of blues. Both really crisp and clear and colorful. Oh, and the Star card. Let's see, Star card. Yeah, Radiant tends to be deeper blues. Albano Weight is more, those, I don't even know the term. It's like those primary colors. You can see the difference of which one you prefer. Kind of cool to see comparatively these three colorful decks and like what ways they're different color wise. What makes it different? The dogs are different colors. The moon, same face, but you know, it's a little different. Oh, here we go. Sun. Definitely more orange in the Radiant. Oh, the Sun's expressions are a little different on the Radiant. It's really cool. The cape is a little different. The flowers. I love the Universal Weight Sun and the Albano. Here we have Judgments. See, even the Judgment, the Angel, the face is a little different across. It's really cool. And here the Radiant seems more purpley, and now the Albano Weight is bluer. It's weird, it changes. There we go with the World. Yeah, it's definitely more primary, the Albano Weight. I love the Universal Weight. I love the Radiant. You know, they're all cool. Okay, so now we get into the Pentacles. So I'll start moving quicker so you can get an idea. But look at the Pentacles in that the Radiant definitely has a blue sky background. Albano Weight. The Pentacles have this red fire energy almost in the Pentacle itself. And I love the illumination around the hand, which the Radiant has. You can there is illumination around the hands in the Universal, but it doesn't really come out because it's on a white background. But this is the Ace of Pentacles. Definite differences when you start getting to the suits. The Albano Weight always has that red again in there. It's also like a minty background. There's no blue sky. Radiant's known for the blue sky, and Universal usually stays white. Here we have the Pentacles. Now we're green backgrounds for Albano Weight. Excuse me, you have the blue sky and more of a whitish blue with Universal Weight. So this is where the differences start getting really different in the feel when you get to the suits. Red pentacles even. But the guy himself, the expressions are a little different, clearer on some than others. But it's the color tones here really change. Then you get the Three of Pentacles, and again you have some red in the pentacles for the Albano Weight on the right. It's more bluish tones for Radiant. The Radiant always has like more bluish in the deck. Now you can tell. And the Universal tends to be more white tone. Here we go. We have the Four of Pentacles, definitely got the green background, blue, white, same image, but the expressions are going to be different on the clarity on their faces and the elements. Oh, and now also the big difference, instead of Roman numbers, Radiant literally says the number 4. So if you don't like Roman numerals that much and you prefer, you know, just spelled out, Radiant is your bet for that. Also, no, actually, interesting too, Universal Weight and the Albano, they don't put what the suit is, Pentacles. They assume you know that. And for Radiant, it will say 4 and Pentacles. So if you still need that on your cards, Albano Weight and Universal Weight will just have the Roman number, and there's no telling you what the suit is. So say, you know, 5 of Pentacles, here it says Pentacles on the Radiant 5. You just have a Roman number in the image on the Universal and the Albano, and there's nothing on the bottom telling you. But by now you know what it is. But if you don't and prefer that, definitely get the Radiant of the 3 if you're looking for a colorful deck. And the images are slightly different. Stained glass is different. So definitely more green. I'll go quicker through here now that you get the gist. But it's so you can see each card the difference. Definitely greener over here, blue, white, with the red and the pentacles for the Albano Weight. Those are the real clear differences. It's almost like whiter background, bluer background, greener backgrounds, and the red in the pentacles, and the difference that the Radiant has the number spelled out and the suit. And the images of the faces are going to be a little different. You know, the actual faces, not just color. But it's really cool to see, you know, side by side. Oh, I love this Nine of Pentacles. So here, definitely stays with the green with the pentacles here, but now it's yellower. Pentacles, pentacles. But you could see how Albano Weight really does differ from the other two decks. It's really more primary colors used. And the big difference is the red within the pentacles. It's not just this gold, yellow. There's a lot more red and greens and primary colors. Radiant tends to be more blue, purpley. And I find Universal Weight very clear. More not so saturated. Let's see. Page of Pentacles, again with the red pentacles. And you're going to see on the images of the faces are different. So if that matters to you, you could see which ones do you like better. Here is the Knight of Pentacles. See, for the quick cards, it does say the Knight of Pentacles on the bottom, but it's not going to say it on the lower pips on the Albano Weight and the Universal Weight. But the Radiant will have what it says all the time. Red Horse. See, it's much more colored. Oh, I love the Queen of Pentacles. And you'll see, like, even her, she is, the images of her are different. Her face. And the colors are different. So again, Universal, Radiant, Albano is back here on the right. It's just so cool. That's King of Pentacles. And again, he's going to look different. It looks like the Albano Weight, the features in the face are not as clear as the other two decks, but it's more saturated in color, you know, because if you could see, it's more like faintly, and they're much more digitally done. And there's the red and the pentacle for this one. Okay, here we go for the pips. Here are the swords. Yellow background now for the swords for Albano Weight. Definitely more purpley for the Radiant, and it's more white for the Universal Weight. Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords. I love how there are actual jewels on the swords of the Albano Weight. I always notice that. I like the illumination on the Radiant. And I like, you know, it's just, you go back and forth. Your favorite cards can be from all three. You know, it's like you go back and forth. Now, the Albano Weight is going yellower here, and they're both going bluer on the Radiant and the Universal Weight. And again, they're not going to show that it's swords on the Albano Weight and the Universal Weight. They only do it for the ace and for the core cards. So if you need that on your decks, only the Radiant has the spelling out 2 and has swords on the bottom. And this is the difference. Oh, I love, okay, so 3 of swords. Radiant's bluer, yellower on the Albano Weight. Now we're getting purpley on the Radiant. And the stained glass is a little different. I'll move quicker along so you can get to your favorite cards to decide which ones you care most about. But you could see, let's see. Oh, look at how much more saturated the Albano Weight is. Definitely bluer, purpler Radiant. Okay, now we get to the sneaky card. It's much more like yellow-green on the Albano. Then we go to the 8 of Swords. You can also fast forward this video to the cards that you care about the most, like your favorite cards. Everybody has cards that are their cards in the deck, and that's like the deciding factor on if you want to buy or what you're interested in comparing. So, you know, feel free to go forward or back on this video to get to the cards that you're most interested in seeing the comparison. Now we go to the Page of Swords. And so we're back to the court cards. So they all say the Page of Swords on the bottom. You know, it will tell you Page of Swords, Page of Swords. Definitely different images here. And again, we get back to their expressions are different. The images are different. Knight of Swords. Oops. Knight of Swords. Horses are different. The skies are different. Even his expressions. This is really cool. The trees are different. Here the trees are green and this is like not. Definitely bluer skies and Radiant. Then we have the Queen of Swords. Blue skies all around for the Queen of Swords. Let's see which card belongs to which deck. Then we have the King of Swords. interesting. The radiant blue is a radiant blue. That's what I'm really noticing. And of course, again, their expressions are going to be very different. What they're wearing is different. So now Ace of Cups, it gets kind of minty on the Albano weight. The Radiant is much more blue, and the Universal stays white, but all Ace of Cups are beautiful to me. Of course, Two of Cups, very blue on the Radiant again. Minty, it's kind of minty on the Albano, and it's clear on the Universal. It's a very light, light, light blue. We have the Three of Cups. You can see the difference. And what they're wearing is different. The cups look different. The sky background looks different. And their faces are going to look different, depending on which deck you get. And then we have the Four of Cups. And the cups are all different. And I know that sounds weird, but some are more shinier than other. Let's go into the cups, shall we? Like, look, this is more of a yellow. This is more of a darker gold, and that's almost like a silver cup for the Albano weight. So the yellow, I like the Universal weight. I like the Radiant too. I like them. It's hard to decide them. That's why you see me with 3 decks. Even the trunk of the tree is different. What he's wearing is different. Oh, and his expression, you know, he's going to look totally different. It looks like 3 different guys. But, okay, so the 5. Definitely green for Albano. Radiant, dark blue. Universal. I like the illumination on the Radiant. Very different. 6 of Cups. And, yeah, it's the same. It's pretty similar. Just a little mintier on Albano. Then we have 7 of Cups. Mintier for our Albano. Radiant. Much darker blue. Moving on. 8 of Cups. Moving on card. Yeah, mintier. This is when you really notice the difference in the actual cups. See, this is like silver. This is that yellow gold. This is like clearer, shiny, crisper gold to me. Either way, you can't go wrong with any of these decks. I love them all. Then you have, look, oh, this is when you can really tell they look different. It's like very different. But I love the cups. There's illumination of the cups over here. Difference in curtain. Here we have 10 of Cups, difference in rainbows and sky background. Look at how vibrant this Albano weight rainbow is. There's a Radiant. They're all really pretty. And the sky background is different. But this is the variations of color. So I definitely, this is like the most striking difference. I wanted to do a 3-way. Wanted to do a 3-way with the most colorful decks of Rider-Waite-Smith, and see what the differences look like. What were the differences in color? What, you know, it's interesting what pulls you these decks. I really love all 3 for different reasons. I mean, that's why I own all 3, but it's interesting to see the differences in the color, like what makes each one so different. And if you only want to buy one really colorful deck, this is a great way to decide, you know, which one is pulling at you more, which images feel crisper, cleaner to you, which colors pull at you better, what do you resonate with better. Also, you know, the court cards, yes, they say King of Cups, but remember some of these do not have, the Irradiant is the one that really spells out what suit it is. The other ones don't. This is definitely more mustardy. Now we're in the wands. Very cool. Two of Wands. We're almost done. Two of Wands. Mustardy on the Albano. Blue Sky on the Radiant. It's almost going from light. The gradient is getting from light to dark as you move from left to right. See here again, like the Four of Wands. If you fast forward on the video, be sure to know the Radiant is the only one that says it's Wands. The Universal Weight in Albano will not say it's Wands down here, only for court cards and aces. So if you need that, the Radiant is better for you because it will say the suit, the pips. But these are the differences in the cards. It's really cool. And even the couple in there is going to be slightly different. In the sky background, even the wands itself, the colors, it's always darker in the Albano Weight. And here, it's much lighter in the Radiant. Let's get to fives, wands. Mustardy Albano, brilliant blue skies on the Radiant. Universal Weight is that light sky background. And the wands are different. The darkest wands, like almost like a real twig, darker is Albano. And oh, the wands are more yellow on the Radiant. We got 7. Mustard Sky for the Albano. Radiant is brilliant. Radiant has the most brilliant sky, but I really also love the other decks as well. And personally, I don't know which one I use the most, actually. I was about to make a declarative sentence, but I actually use all three. It really varies on my mood. So, and especially if you do elaborate readings and you need multiple decks and you want them all to be colorful, you can't go wrong with all three, to be honest. Like if you wanted to keep the tone of your reading the same and colorful, but you need more than one deck for your reading, you know, to alternate between these. We're almost done. Thanks for watching. Hello, what happened here? Knight of Wands. Albano, it's so... Even the horses are so much redder in the Albano. That's what leaps out at me too. And like the lion was real red. There's a lot more reds and like see, red. Queen of Wands. So you get that real feel of fire in here. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. The Radiant has that brilliant sky. And here we have the King of Wands. And you'll see it's different in each one depending on which deck you want. So, very cool. So that was the comparative. That was the three-way. You just sat through and watched a three-way of the Universal Weight, Radiant, Tarot, Albano. This was the backs of the cards for each Universal, the Radiant, and the Albano. Put it the right way. And I'll put in the description box, you know, all the information that you need. But I really love all three of them. I think the backs of the cards are beautiful for each one. If you're looking for a vibrant, colorful deck, you can't go wrong with either one of these. If you're doing really elaborate readings and you need more than one deck for your reading, but you want to keep it all really colorful. You can't go wrong with, you know, all three like this, because sometimes I do elaborate readings and you need really colorful. You want to keep it the same mood, the same tone, um, the same kind of colorful decks. You can't go wrong with either one of these. These are the three most vibrant to me of Rider-Waite-Smith. So I definitely wanted to do this comparison, and thanks for going through the cards. And check out my channel for other comparisons, close-up reviews of tarot decks and oracle decks. You might find some more that you like there. All right, thanks so much. Take care. Bye.